Hello. How's everybody doing this morning? Whiskey Taro VJ, what's going on? Shay, how you doing? Rob's, what's going on this morning? And thank you for becoming a member early this morning. Rob's with the early membership. God, love to see it. Love to see it. Alan, what's going on? How you doing? Queen, what's going on? Pixie, how you doing? Tiffany, Lawrence, how's it going? Am I? Taurus, what's going on, Taurus? Tiki, Kafifi time, huh? Is it Kafifi time? I'm already like half a cup in. I'm about to keep this thing going over here. Mm. Yes, I am, Tiffany. Yes, I am. Chargers play the Dolphins today with no running backs. We are out of running backs. Uh, our first one's out for the season. The second one's on IR. So we have no running backs, no left tackles. So we'll see. Thank you, Lawrence. I appreciate that. Yeah, I got my Kofifi. I got my Kofifi right here. What's going on, Bill? How you doing, man? Yeah, I'm rocking my Kofifi this morning. That's what I should rename the live. Right now, it's like wake up with Polly on the weekends. I should name it to Kofifi with Polly. We'll go with Kofifi with Polly. I like it. Thank you, Delina. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, we'll do a. What's up, Ogden? How you doing? Yeah. Thanks, Bill. I appreciate it, man. Uh, yeah. Well, welcome in. Happy Sunday. That's welcome to Kofifi with Polly. What's going on, Megan? Oh, goodness gracious. I'm doing well. I think the live yesterday was a really fun one. I had a lot of fun yesterday. That was a really good time. Delina, thank you so much again. I appreciate that. Megan, when am I ever excited to see you? Oh, I love you, Megan. Hope you're having a good morning. Yeah, no, I had a fun live yesterday. I had a really fun live. That was a good time. Hoping to have another fun one this morning. I think we will. I love the morning lives. I know the nighttime lives are fun, and doing it like during the week and all sorts of stuff. I know they're fun, but man, I love the morning lives. They are just my absolute favorite. They're my absolute favorite. I might run one tomorrow. I might run one tomorrow since I have the day off. We'll see. We'll see. Today though, I am a little like I'm dragging this morning though. Oh my goodness. I need that. I need that kafifi. Oh, There will not be a Thanksgiving live. I'm telling you. I'll tell you. Next month, I will be. There will be. I'll be off a lot next month, but I'll inform you guys of that as we go. As we get closer to time. But yeah, I'll have some. I'll be off for some time next month. I'm doing some traveling and all sorts of stuff. Ogden says I could watch your live for 8 hours. That's great. I could not do this for 8 hours. That I'll tell you that right now. I could not do this for 8 hours straight. I think my record is somewhere around like 5.5, 6 hours that I did straight. And like it ruined my day. Like it ruined like I got off live and I was just like a puddle. You know what I'm saying? Like a puddle. Oh. Yeah, I was just like, I just had to like go like sit on the couch and like not move. It was not fun. I did not enjoy it. It was not fun and I did not enjoy it. So, yeah, I usually go between 2.5 and 3 hours, somewhere in there. It just depends on the night. Sometimes it's like a little bit like, sometimes it's closer to like 2 hours, just depending on the day. Like today, it'll be around a 2 hour one. But yeah, it just depends on. It depends on the live. It depends on the day. It depends on what I have going on. What life sends me that day. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it just depends on whether or not I am having good conversations or not. You know. So, but I try to run between 2 and 3 hours, and that's about perfect for me. That's about perfect for me. That's about perfect for me. Anything more than I will one day. I will eventually do this for longer. I have a bunch of plans for what I'm gonna start doing with this in the future. It's just future stuff. It's not now stuff. It'll be future stuff. So, I feel like I'm like talking. So look, 6 hours. Yeah, 6 hours is a long time to be on live. Let me be the one. Thank you so much. 6 hours is a long time to be like mentally engaged. You know what I'm saying? Like, like you go to work for like 8 hours and like you go like in and out of like mental engagement, right? Like here, I don't get that. I like when you're doing this, you don't get that opportunity. So when you're doing 6 hours, it's literally just like 6 straight hours of mental engagement. It is draining. It is absolutely draining. Yo, welcome in. We're just getting this thing started. Everybody come on in. And as you're coming on in, please say something in the chat. Say hi. I see I have like 150 people starting off in that live and nobody's talking. So come in. I know you guys haven't had your coffee this morning. Come in, say hi to me, say hi to each other, say good morning, say happy Sunday, say I don't want to be here, say whatever you want to say, but come on in and say something so we can get this thing moving, because the more you guys participate in the live, the quicker I can get this thing moving and we can have conversations with people. Okay. But the people to have conversations with just don't show up. You guys got to encourage them to come in by participating in the live. So I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah. So you guys help me help you. You know what I'm saying? Help me help you. All right. Help me help you. Don't tell me what to do this early, dude. I I'm trying, man. I'm trying. All right. Okie dokie. All right. Like I said, we're just getting this thing started. Getting this thing moving. So should I get a hot coffee or an iced coffee? I already had my hot coffee. Now I'm on to my iced coffee. So if that tells you anything, I kind of just went for both there. Yeah, as you guys are coming in, welcome on in. I really appreciate you guys. We are going to get this thing started and get this thing moving as soon as we are ready to open things up and bring some guests in, which should be really any minute as soon as we start to get some guests. So far, like I said, they haven't really shown up. Sundays are a little harder to get it started sometimes. That's why I really need your guys' help. MTA, thank you so much. That's why I really need your guys' help to get this thing sparking, get this thing moving, and get it where we can get some callers in here. So I really appreciate you. You guys know, for you guys who have been around me for a while, sometimes it is a little harder on Sunday mornings to get things started and to get our first caller or two. But once we get that going, then we are just moving straight for the next 2-3 hours. I do want to cut this live off, in time to watch the Chargers game today. So I will not be on forever this morning. But I am off tomorrow, so you might get a special live either tonight or tomorrow morning. I don't know. We will see. We will see how that runs. But besides that, phone lines are open. I'm just waiting for the first call, waiting for the first good morning to get started. Guest box is open. We haven't really seen much there yet either, but we'll get there. Just a little. People are slow on Sunday mornings, Nobody's ready to get out of bed. Thank you again, Delina. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah. People aren't out of church. They have to go. They have to go to church before they come on here and yell slurs at me. Blinded with science. Thank you so much. Amira. I'm gonna go with Amira. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, they have to go to church before they come here and yell slurs at me. It's an important, thing to start their day. Hello? Hello? Yeah, there was one guy yesterday who was literally talking about how I'm pretty much going to hell as he's just yelling slurs at me for 10 minutes. It was pretty wild. Hello, how are you? Hello? Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
This is Jim from Michigan.
Hi, Jim from Michigan. How are you this morning?
Pretty good. And you?
I'm tired, honestly. I need to wake up. Anyways, how old are you? Jim from Michigan? Jake
Pardon?
from State Farm. How old are you?
77 yesterday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Do I support Trump?
Yeah.
Not in this lifetime, next lifetime, or any lifetime.
Amen to that, brother. I appreciate you. But I am trying to get this thing started with only some Trump supporters, so I'm going to move on to the next person. But I hope you have a wonderful day, all right?
Okay, man. You too.
Thank you. Hello, how are you?
Peter.
Hello?
Peter.
All right. Hello, how are you?
Oh.
Hi, Jake. Jake from State Farm. I love your channel, but we beat your team last week. No, you didn't. You beat our practice squad. Okay? You didn't beat our team. You beat our practice squad. All right? We don't have... Everybody we pay is injured. All right? Everybody we pay to do a job is injured. All right? You're not... We're on our, third string running back right now? Hello? 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 All right. Jesus Christ. Hello?
Why I still support Trump.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to get a little better reception first.
Is this any better or no?
Yeah, that's a little better. How old are you? Hello?
I'm an adult.
Cool. How old of an adult are you?
Over 40.
All right, awesome. Do you still support Trump?
I do. I support for the economic performance that he still provides. Specifically, economic growth, low unemployment. A lot of that is coupled by, I think, a lot of pro-growth policies.
Yeah, the current unemployment rate is 4.3%. That's the highest we've had in 4 years.
Okay. As far as his America First message, I think that also, resonates strong with me.
Yeah, that's totally cool, and I would love to talk to you about that, but I don't want to bypass what you just said because you said his economic policies, right? And how they're helping grow the economy, right? And so we have the lowest unemployment rate since the government, since America and the whole world shut down for COVID, right? In June, we had a negative job creation. All right, the first time that's happened since we completely shut down for COVID. All right. Grocery prices are up since he got into office. Gas prices are up since he got into office. All right. So what do you mean about this?
When you say gas prices are up, what were they when he started, when he first came into office? Because in my area, they're not. They're about $2.90 a gallon.
Well, yeah, that's fine, sir. But the average retail price of fuel across the United States has gone up about 10 cents since he's been in office.
Well, that's driven off of the oil prices. The oil prices now are significantly lower than when he got into office. So I don't know what data you're referencing.
What do you mean the oil prices now? No, the retail gas prices from the EIA, okay, show that gas prices are up across the United States. I don't know about your gas station. You might live in a great place with a great gas station. I don't even know where that is, okay? So I don't, but Donald Trump's not the president of your gas station. He's the president.
The underlying commodity that's oil is down. So it's down significantly because of drill baby drill.
Actually, it's not. First of all, the commodity of oil, the price for that is set by OPEC based off supply and demand. It has nothing to do with the president. Okay. Second of all, we're not drill baby drilling. All right. Donald Trump told the oil companies that he was going to release a whole bunch of leases for them to be able to drill in the Gulf, and the oil companies told him no.
So I think you're confused. Because oil prices certainly are influenced by the economic conditions. So if there is instability or if there is heightened concern for instability, oil prices will spike. They will spike overnight, and the demand has not changed overnight. So when Trump entered office, the crude oil barrel prices were about $80. Right now they closed at 57. As of the market's closing on Friday. So 57 and change, let's say $58 a barrel. So they're significantly down. And I think that has to do, again, with strong policies and a focus on trying to leverage the resources, the natural resources that are available in our own country versus trying to import them from abroad.
Again, sir, we're importing just as much as we were under the Biden administration. That hasn't changed. Okay. So these policies that you're talking about are non-existent. Okay. These policies don't exist. All right. And when you're talking about instability within the market, that should literally be Donald Trump's slogan. Okay. Is creating instability in the market. Right. Like we just saw this week how the stock market had a huge loss. All right, because Donald Trump randomly decided that he was going to put a 100% tariff on China. That is literally the president of the United States creating instability within the market.
And the peace agreement that he was able to negotiate in Israel over the past week, Do you think that
What about
created
it?
more instability, or do you think that helped things?
With the U.S. market, it did neither.
Okay. You don't think that there being concern for conflict over in the Middle East affects the global market of oil prices?
Do I think that Israel and Palestine affect the global oil market? How much of our oil
That's
do we
not
get
what I
from
said.
Israel and Palestine?
That's not what I said.
Well, you're
Are you
misrepresenting
listening?
it then. Then if that's not what you're saying, then you're misrepresenting
I
it.
said the stability in the Middle East. I never once said Israel in that statement.
Well,
The
sir,
overall
he didn't
stability
create.
in the Middle East.
He
Do
didn't.
you think do you think that influences oil prices?
He
Yes
didn't
or no?
create peace in the Middle East. He didn't create stability in the Middle East. He created a first phase of a ceasefire between Israel and Palestine. Okay? That is what was created. So no, I can't answer a question about this peace that was created with instability in the Middle East because that's not what happened.
So what happened?
I just told you.
It was the first phase of a ceasefire. So
Yeah, the third
did
ceasefire.
that did not lead to overall stability in that region? Or is that
No.
a first step towards?
It's
did
a
that
first
create
step
more
towards.
instability?
That's
Oh,
a
great.
first step
So
towards. But
and
sir,
that's positive.
okay, like
Is that positive or no?
sir, is it positive for what? Is it positive for the region? Yes. Is it positive for the
Good.
American domestic economy?
Fantastic.
No.
Well, we were talking about oil prices.
Exactly.
Oil
It's not a
prices
positive for oil
earlier,
prices
you
either.
mentioned are globally.
It's not a
that
price.
influence-
It's not a positive for oil prices. No.
Okay.
It is a nothing for oil prices. Nothing. Just as much oil that was being shipped out of the Middle East 2 weeks ago is the exact same that's going to be shipped out next week. Okay, and for 2 weeks, and the price is not changing based off the first step towards a ceasefire that is barely even started. Okay, and it's the third ceasefire that they've had. All right, all of which have been broken. All right,
So what-
no, that is not creating some overwhelming thing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So what would you attribute the oil prices going down, $3.50 in 1 week? Do you think demand has lessened by that much in just 5 days? Or what would you attribute, again,
Sure,
crude oil prices down by almost 6%?
Sir, I can show like 100 instances of that happening.
I'm just asking for.
It happens all the time, sir. Like, watch.
So what would
I
you
can pull up.
attribute this to?
I can pull up a chart right here. Watch, from June 20th to June 24th, they dropped. Let's see, $8. Okay, so what was that attributed to?
I don't know what was happening during that week. So
Okay, cool.
without-
How about July 30th to August 8th, where it dropped $4?
But I thought we were talking about this last week.
No, sir. What I'm saying, sir, prices move like that all the time. Okay. This is a causation versus correlation fallacy. Okay. You're saying this thing over here happened with Israel, and also prices dropped over here, and you're trying to put them together when they don't exist. This is why I'm asking you about all these other times when it happened, because there's nothing that happened within within Israel and Palestine that make them drop in. There was no like huge domestic policy during that time that would have changed the prices. Gas prices, crude oil prices just go up and down like that all the time. And I don't know why we're talking about crude oil prices when, again, okay, these are set up by OPEC based off supply and demand, which vary even by season. But the retail price of gas in the United States is still up since Donald Trump became president. He said he was going to lower your gas prices on day one. Your gas prices are higher.
The other thing that I'm also very positive on is the border security. I think that, maintaining proper border security, is what makes a nation.
Sir,
And,
hold on.
sovereignty of a nation.
That's totally cool. Okay, let's not pivot. Okay, this is like the third time you've tried to pivot. All right. Again, you wanted to talk about America First stuff, which I'm glad to talk about. Okay, if you want to talk about immigration, I am glad to talk about that with you. Donald Trump is not doing well for the economy. The first words out of your mouth were, he is doing good for the economy. There is nothing good happening in the economy based off of Donald Trump policies.
Well, my 401k is up significantly.
My 401k quadrupled under the Biden administration. Does that mean that the Biden's economy was great?
He went up 4x.
Sir,
Well,
we
what did
had
you own that
record
went up
high
4x?
after record high after record high after record high
So what
after
did you own?
record
That's
high.
great.
Okay.
So what did you own that went up 400%?
Sir. We had record high over record high over record high over record high in stock market,
You just
especially.
repeated yourself.
I know, because you won't
I
let me
heard
finish
that.
my sentence, and now I have to repeat myself again.
Please continue.
Thank you. We had record high over record high over record high over record high in the stock market under the Biden administration, okay? Especially within the S&P 500, where most people's 401ks are in, okay? And when all of that was happening, Donald Trump specifically said that the stock market is not a good gauge of how a president is doing with an economy. So if Donald Trump is saying that the economy, that is not a good gauge of the economy, if the stock market is doing good, then why do you give Donald Trump credit for a good stock market if he's the one who specifically said that's not a good judge for the president?
Oh, you pivoted. You just gave the stock market credit to Biden because you said you were up 400%.
No, I asked you a question,
what
sir.
you were invested in.
No, that's not what I said.
400%.
That's not
now
what I
you're
said.
saying that that's not a valid
No,
argument. So
no.
let's take a step back.
That wasn't my
you
argument.
said you
Hey,
were up
shh.
400%.
Shh.
Can you tell me what you invested in?
Shh. That's not what I said. I
Can you share
said,
your investment?
sir, I asked you a question. I said, my 401k went up 400% under the Biden administration. Does that mean that the economy was good under Biden? That was a question for you, a question that you refused to answer. Okay.
I'm trying to understand what you invested in.
Sir,
What
sir, I am not informing you of my fucking portfolio. Okay.
Because you're making up
I am
shit,
asking-
right? You weren't up 400%.
Oh, okay, cool.
See, you need to exaggerate and misrepresent is what you need
Gotcha.
to do.
So, sir, you
right?
answer my question then. If the S&P 500 had record numbers, okay, record highs under the Biden administration, okay, and the S&P 500 is where most people's 401ks are in, okay. If that happened, does that mean that the economy was excellent under the Biden administration? Yes or fucking no?
There could be many contributing factors.
Yes or no?
I'm in the middle of a sentence.
Well, I didn't hear yes or no out of your mouth.
There could be many contributing factors. So
Oh,
it's not
gotcha.
binary,
Do you
yes
see
or
how
no.
he is refusing to answer the question?
I'm
Okay.
answering. You're cutting me
No,
off.
he's not. Was
One
the
of the
Biden economy
things-
good? Yes or no?
One of the things that
Was
can
it good?
influence is unlimited printing. There was
He won't answer the
significantly
question.
money printing that inflates all assets. So under Biden, there was record money printing. So assets across the board all went up.
More
I
money
don't
was
think
printed
you're-
under the Trump administration in his first term
I
than it
don't
was under the
think
Biden
that
administration.
Any investment you had went up 400%. Because if you were, you wouldn't be spending your bullshit time on a Sunday talking to people like
Oh,
me.
I do
making
this
up-
because I enjoyed embarrassing people like you.
making up-
You think I do
making
this
up-
for money, sir? I could make way more money someplace else.
Yeah, 400%, right? I mean, Jesus, I don't think Warren Buffett made 400% over that time span. So,
Well, sir,
I guess
just
we'll leave
because
it there
you did
because
it, sir,
you're an investment
sir,
genius.
sir,
You
just
know
because,
how to make 400% in 4 years.
sir,
Maybe you should start an investment
Sir.
channel, and then I
Sir.
could listen to your investment.
are you gonna whine for like the next like
10?
10 minutes or? Because really, like your yapping and whining is getting old. It is too early on a Sunday for this.
Okay. Enjoy
Awesome.
the rest of your
So are
Sunday.
you going to answer my question or not? Aw, he ran away. He ran away. See, the reason why he refused to answer the question, okay, is because he knows he either has to admit that the Biden economy was good because it had record high stock market numbers, okay, or he had to admit that the stock market wasn't good. The stock market isn't a good judge of the economy. All right, y'all, we're going to keep this thing moving. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. We do this every single day but Friday, so I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you guys. If you guys would like to support the live, I do have super chats open. I like to talk about those in between callers. I also have Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. They're all at Polypolitics, just like my name. So if you'd like to support that way, that's a great way to support also. And I really appreciate you being here. Happy Sunday to everybody, all right? Love you guys. Hello, how are you? Hello. Oh, you're gone. Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. How are you? How old are you?
I'd like to speak with the gentleman.
That's awesome. How old are you?
Oh, I am 63.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yes, I do.
All right. Well, what would you like to talk about?
I'd like to talk about the economy and the question I just heard.
Sure. What would you like to talk about with the economy?
The economy during Biden was not as rosy as was displayed on what I just heard.
Sir, you're live.
We had a pandemic.
Sir, you're live. You're live right now.
Great.
You're talking to me. Okay?
Fantastic.
All right.
Thank you.
Awesome. Sir, I was not saying that the economy was all roses. Okay? That's not what I was saying. All right? He was saying that the economy is good right now because the stock market is up, because the S&P 500 is up. And I was making a comparison saying that under the Biden administration, the S&P 500 was also up.
During that period of time, we had the pandemic. Massive amounts of money, approximately 30% of our currency was increased. And if you compare...
What does that have to do with the S&P 500?
Well, because what happened was every index went down tremendously. So you can't compare it against the trough and then say, hey, everything went up really a lot. It's like real estate values, the same thing. The values went down and then they went up a lot. Is it because of Biden?
Sir,
no, it wasn't.
Sir,
circumstances.
Circumstances affect the stock market all the time. We have rises in stock markets even through rough economies all the time. The point of what I was saying,
you can't argue with.
The point of what I was saying is the S&P 500 is not a judge on the president's economy. That was the point I'm making.
I know that's what Trump said about it, but it's an indicator. It's one of the factors. It's not the end-all, indicator, but it is an absolute indicator of the economy. I mean, job performance is an indicator. Production is an indicator. There's many indicators about the economy. The biggest indicator is jobs. And Trump is with him bringing factories and high-paying jobs back to America and getting rid of regulations is a tremendous advantage. I've been in business for 35 years. I mean, regulations for a hamburger shop are absolutely off the wall.
Sir, job numbers are down.
Excuse me?
The unemployment rate is the highest it's been since we shut down for COVID. Okay? Job creation is stagnant. Okay?
That's because people are not able to...
Sir, we've been under projections for... We've been under projections for job creation.
You know how the numbers are created?
I do.
You do. Okay. Well, one thing you'll know is unemployment. If you're unemployed a certain period of time, you don't count anymore on those statistics.
Correct, but they do count that in other statistics. There's multiple different unemployment numbers that some that calculate, the standard one where it doesn't count those people. Other ones that do count those people for people that have after 60 days have no longer even looking for a job because they have pretty much given up in the market. All of the numbers are worse under the Trump administration. All of them. Every single one of those lines that you can look at in the graph where it talks about the unemployment number, every single one of those is up under the Trump administration right now. No matter which way you calculate.
I don't know. I look at graphs all day, because I'm a mortgage banker and we sell securities. We sell mortgage portfolios into securities. That's what we do. And we're in 48 states, and the economy is absolutely much better off. So is immigration. So is everything. I mean, everything in this economy.
How is the economy better?
Excuse me?
How is the
economy better? By lessening the cost and decreasing government waste.
No. You're saying these are the tools I like. That wasn't what I asked you. Okay.
Go ahead, then.
Under what metric right now, okay, is the economy better than when Donald Trump took office? Under which metric? Unemployment's worse. Job creation is worse.
No, it's not. Unemployment
Yes, it
is not
is.
worse. I don't agree with that.
4.3% is the current unemployment rate. The last time we had an unemployment rate that high is when the government was still shut down for COVID.
That's not a fair depiction. Looking at that, unemployment rates anywhere in the 4% range is a phenomenal unemployment rate. I mean, the people are not employed, and they're not getting high-paid jobs. You know, under Biden. I mean, it wasn't there. Now you have much higher-paying jobs.
So you can
the
say
whole
that all
world
you
is
want.
changing.
No number says that. Not a single statistic, including Donald Trump's own Bureau of Labor statistics.
I'm not in my office. I'm sitting in a chair with a cold right now. But
Well, I'm sorry. I hope you feel better, but you're just saying things that you wish. Okay.
No, I'm not.
You are wishing. Okay. You are hoping and praying. You're like, man, I really hope all these things Donald Trump is doing is actually helping our economy, but it's not. Okay. We had the first job loss numbers in June. In 4 years, since we lost all those jobs from COVID, we had not had a single month of job loss. And we had one in June. And we've been under projections in job creation every single month for, I believe, the last 6 months straight.
And you believe that's attributed to Trump?
That's 1,000% attributed to Trump.
Give me one indicator of that.
Tariffs.
Paris?
Yeah, his tariff policy.
Oh, tariffs. Well, tariffs was supposed to be a destroy the world type of result. Well, guess what? Tariffs have a minor effect on the current economy. And just the idea of increasing tariffs and reducing income so people could actually have more money to come home with, I think that's great for the economy.
So who pays for a tariff?
Eventually, the consumer would pay for the tariff.
No, just originally, who pays for it?
Well, right. What's happened recently is most of the companies and the countries have paid for it. They haven't really increased their prices yet.
Wrong. So the importer pays for a tariff. Okay. What you're saying
actually makes the payment. Yes.
Yeah, sure. The importer makes the payment, and then they pass that on to the consumer as long as it
hasn't been has not taken place like that.
Right, and we know why that has not happened, sir. Because again, we've had the CFOs and CEOs of Walmart, Amazon, Target, and all like most major companies saying the only reason that prices really haven't gone up is because we're able to work off of old stockpiles. But the problem with that is, sir, okay. First of all, you're saying, hey, more people are going to have money in your pocket. Cool, more people are going to have money in their pocket. And then they're going to have to spend it because prices are going up.
Less of a profit. The production producers. We're fighting in a world economy where they have child labor, so they have the room because they basically they don't have the safety nets that employees have over here.
Sir, China's not paying an extra $1. So China hasn't paid $1 to these tariffs. They haven't paid a cent. Walmart went to China and said, hey, the American government is raising our tariff rate, and we want you to cover like half of it, and we'll cover half of it. And China told them to get bent and makes American companies pay for all of it. Okay? And it's not like Donald Trump is like, oh, I'm going to attack tariff countries that use child labor. He's tariffing Canada. Is Canada using child labor?
No.
Okay, then let's get that out of here. Like it's like some attack on child labor. Okay, it's not. He's tariffed literally everyone. But that's not even the point of what I'm talking about. Okay, that's not even the point of what I'm talking about.
It's a factor that should be considered.
Hold on, sir. That's not even the point that I'm talking about. The point of what I'm talking about, okay, is you're saying how is the tariff rate affecting job numbers? And the problem is that Donald Trump doesn't stay consistent with anything that he does when it comes to tariffs, okay? If Donald Trump had said like, hey, I'm putting, I don't know.
Part of his negotiation.
Sure, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't change my point, okay? Whatever reason you have for it doesn't change my point, okay?
You can't look at a small period of time and
say, you don't know what my point is.
It's too disruptive.
You don't know what my point is. Okay, so let me get to my
anything
point.
Anything that Trump does isn't good enough.
Wrong.
For anything.
That's not my point at all. Can you let me get my point off now?
Tell me something he did that was good.
Sir, I'm going to get my point across, whether you're here or not. Okay? So I'm going to finish my point. You can either be quiet and do it, or, okay, I guess you chose to leave. Donald Trump's tariffs make inconsistency within business, which means businesses can't hire. Okay? He would be better off putting 100% tariff on everybody because at least businesses would know when to hire and when not to. They can plan ahead. All right. That's all I was trying to say. Goodness gracious, the crash out. Sir, you're getting up there. Don't waste your energy, okay? Anyways, y'all, thank you guys so much for being here. Please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. I really, really appreciate you guys. We do this every day but Friday, so make sure that you're here. And turn on those notifications also if you haven't already. If you guys like to support the live, I do have super chats open. I like to talk about those in between callers. I haven't even gotten one to talk about in between callers yet. It's throwing off my rhythm. So if you guys would like to support, please consider sending a super chat or becoming a member. I really appreciate you, all right? Hello, how are you?
You're a fucking clown, you fucking faggot.
Aw, your fifis are hurt? Where'd you go? Hello, how are you?
Hey, what's up?
Hi, how are you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How are you doing this morning?
Cool, what's up, dude? My name's Gabriel.
Hi, Gabriel.
Am I on the live stream?
Yes, you are.
Oh, cool. I've never called into one of these before.
Well, you did it. Congratulations, man.
So how does it work? Do you because I called a couple times, it said sorry, this Google subscriber.
Yeah, dude,
How does it work?
It's just me here. Yeah. If I'm on the phone, you can't get in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just me. There's no producers or anything to answer the phone behind me, man. It's just me here. So.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I was just curious if you get calls and then they only go through when you're free or whatever.
When I get out of calls, I open up the phone lines. Whoever's the first one there, I answer the phone and I continue on with my day. That's all it is. But anyways, how old are you?
Man. 22.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yes.
Awesome. What's on your mind?
Do you not? I was gonna say, do you not support Trump?
I do not know.
In the sense of him being an American president, do you support him being? Do you support the president in general?
No.
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
What topics are you? Because I'm not really good with the economy. I heard that guy talking about the economy. I still support President Trump. I'm not sure if I'll be one of the most President Trump's the greatest that you've had so far. So I don't know if this will be super entertaining, but I do support Trump, and it's mostly because I oppose some of the ideological frameworks on the left that I saw with Biden and Kamala.
Yeah, sir. So specifically when I asked, why do you still support Trump, is because Donald Trump is doing this all on his own right now. The things that he's doing right now, the government shutdown, that's just on Donald Trump. The Republicans own both the House and the Senate. The Democrats aren't doing anything. Okay, government's being shut down now is him. The military going into cities and squashing protests and trying to violate people's First Amendments. That's just Donald Trump. There's no left here. Him trying to make things First Amendment protected rights go away. Him trying to get use the FCC commissioner to squash people's First Amendment rights. Those are all Donald Trump. His violations of the First Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, the Second Amendment, the 10th Amendment. These are all Donald Trump. What are the Democrats aren't doing anything.
So are you saying that there's no involvement with the Democrats in the government right now? They just have no say?
I mean, what say do they have?
I guess I'm not sure. Are you saying that how our economy runs government, how our government runs as we know it is completely crippled and just non-functional at all?
Sir, what I'm saying is that we have three separate branches of the U.S. government, right? We have the executive, the judicial, and the legislative branches, right?
Yep.
We have an executive who is Donald Trump, okay? We have a House and Senate, which are Republican, that is completely controlled by Donald Trump. And we have a right-leaning judiciary with multiple judges that are all... that were multiple judges that were appointed by Donald Trump. So what happens right now is on nobody but Donald Trump, right?
Well, you could say, what about the judges? What about those in the Senate who are voting for Donald Trump and who are supporting Donald Trump in the House? So what about those people?
Yeah, they're in there supporting Donald Trump. Yep, exactly. So again, what are the Democrats doing?
But you seem to be disregarding the Republican Party as a whole. But your problem is with Trump? but you seem to be also have.
Oh no, I also
other
have major parties with problems with the Republican Party. Mostly that they've completely freaking bent the knee and are just subject to whatever Donald Trump wants. Now, granted, that was by design because Donald Trump tells them specifically, like, "Hey, if you do anything against me, I will make sure that I spend all the money I can to primary someone so you no longer have a seat." Right. And some of it is that some people that are just, that are pretty much forced by Donald Trump to do his like ridiculous policies, like in the big, beautiful bill where he's ripping 10 to 17 million people off of away from their health care. Right. Like horrible policies like that, all the way to people like MAGA Mike Johnson, who will literally just get on stage and lie for him.
Oh, is that the speaker, right?
Yeah.
So, okay. What about, so I just saw like a headline for this, that the Venezuelan, I think it's maybe the leader in Venezuela is a woman. She said that like that Trump's doing well. He seems to be doing well in some of these foreign affairs things, like at least with that example. Do you think he's had a more positive impact on foreign affairs than Biden did in his prior 4 years?
Depends on which foreign affairs you're talking about.
I guess we could say like helping prevent violent conflict.
No. Donald Trump is the violent conflict.
What about so what would you say about that Venezuelan political?
Yeah, so who you're talking about is Maria Corina Machado, okay, who is the Nobel Peace Prize winner, okay, who is in hiding, and she is the opposition leader against the Maduro government, okay, which is the authoritarian rule of Venezuela, which Donald Trump has also been against.
Oh, I see. Okay, so when he's like bombing those ships, I understand now. Okay, I didn't look into that. Thank you.
Yeah, she's not referencing that. She's referencing him
in a way. Then
what's up?
If it's an authoritarian, do you think she's credible then in a way? Because if it's an authoritarian government and she is opposing it, let's grant that it's like a corrupt government. It seems like she has some sort of cred.
Sir, it's just the enemy of the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah, that's fair.
All that is. She is fighting against the authoritarian Maduro government. Donald Trump has also said that he is against the Maduro government. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. That's all this is.
Okay.
This isn't some grand like foreign policy move 40 chest. This is literally just anything, dude. I'm pretty sure she would tell Satan himself like that she liked him if she thought it would get Maduro out.
Damn.
Like, just being honest.
All right, dude. Yeah. So what about, I saw, I don't keep up with the news enough. And let me know if you want to get to another caller. It's all good. But I saw that there was like the conference this was maybe a month ago, with like a bunch of countries came in to the U.S. and they were speaking about the Ukraine-Russia conflict. And I understand they might be kind of like, for lack of a better term, like glazing Trump at this thing. They were saying, he's working hard
the best term.
Do a good job.
No, that's the perfect term. You nailed it. Yeah.
But like, he does seem to be like working hard. I mean, that's another thing I do want to talk about is like his work ethic does seem to be exceptional. That's actually the word I'd use. Now, whether he's doing good, that's obviously the most important thing, but he does seem to have an exceptional work ethic. And it seems like he is trying hard to end the conflict with Russia and Ukraine. And that did start under Biden and Kamala. So I always had questions like, if Trump was there, would that, of course, Trump said that would never start if I was there. Do you think he's helped with peace there? Would that be, no.
Do you know why all those leaders came to talk to Trump?
Why is that?
Because Donald Trump met with Vladimir Putin, legitimizing Vladimir Putin's stance and making Putin's stance on the world stage more verified, right? So that. Donald Trump helped Putin, okay, then got on stage, got absolutely put in his place by Putin. And then on top of that, Putin he repeated Putin propaganda lies against Ukraine and started completely backtracking on everything that he had said, okay, that would have actually helped create peace. So Ukraine was like, fuck, if we don't get fucking the US to freaking start thinking clearly, okay, the U.S. might be fighting with Russia in the war in the next week. That's the way Trump made it sound. So where Ukraine called up all the European leaders like, hey, can you help me out? And they did exactly what they have to do to Trump in order for him to listen, because Trump doesn't actually understand foreign policy. He doesn't actually know what's going on in any of these things, right? He just likes being glazed. So they just all went up there and they're like, oh, Daddy Trump, you have such a big wee-wee. We love you so much. Please stop helping Russia, please. You did so good. We love you so much. Can you please not start World War III? Please, that would be totally great. And then each one of them around the table did that exact thing. Just, you ever see that South Park where like, it's an older South Park episode where like that's how I think I can't remember if it's the Chinese or the Japanese, but like how they get like the Americans on their side is just by telling them they have big wieners the whole time. Like that. Anyways,
no, I haven't seen that. It sounds funny though.
It's an old episode. Anyways, that's what they did. They literally were just like, dude, we'll tell Donald Trump whatever we got to tell him in order to.
No, that's fair.
In order to not have World War III.
Yeah, I was going to follow up and say though, I did see some other headlines. Read a little bit about how Trump was saying, or at least the cabinet seemed to be saying, that they think Ukraine can take back all the land that they lost. So do you think that switch is because the world leaders kind of pressed them a little bit more? Do you think that's a good move? If that's a good move, would you say that that's a peace move, or is that
it depends
in the right direction?
It depends. Sir, here's the thing about foreign policy, okay? Just saying stuff like just being like, oh, I think Ukraine could take back the whole thing. That's cool. What are the actions behind it? What are we doing?
For sure.
Okay, like what are we doing to help this situation? And so far, Donald Trump, through his actions, i.e., meeting with Putin in Alaska, okay, are doing the opposite of helping to end the conflict. Okay, I don't know if you know this, but casualties in Ukraine have skyrocketed since Donald Trump took presidency. Like this year.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And every time Donald Trump meets with Putin or has some phone call with Putin then immediately does a bigger and bigger attack directly aimed at civilians.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it's not just like he said XYZ. There has to be action behind it. And so far, Donald Trump's action is not helping anything.
So then on a similar but kind of separate situation, what about the conflict in Gaza? We had some more like news about phase 1 getting kind of confirmed by seemingly like both sides. There seems to be, I mean, as it stands right now, I know there's more action to be taken. Would you say they're getting closer there, in your opinion?
Yeah, I really hope that things are going to. I actually will say that Donald Trump looks like he's actually, put a little heat on Netanyahu, which I wish that he had. Well, first of all, I wish Trump had done earlier. And also, I wish Biden had done while he was in office, okay, instead of just simping for fucking Netanyahu. So I'm glad that the Trump administration is finally growing some fucking balls and actually standing up to fucking Israel. I really, really am glad about that. Truly, I am. But we're really, really early in this, and seeing the actual effects of what is going to happen we're way too early to tell.
Okay. Then I know you probably want to get some other callers, but kind of separate topic, something I'm more interested in is America being a Christian nation or not. Now, I think Trump isn't even really Christian. However, he does seem to, his cabinet, and I actually don't really agree with his cabinet's Christian position, their Protestantism, but with that said, I would rather Protestantism, Christianity affecting politics and our nation than like this kind of really confusing philosophy that Biden and Kamala seem to be pushing with. It wasn't anti-religious. It was just kind of like very open with religion. And I'm not sure that's like a good guide for the American people, especially the youth. What do you think about?
That's what our country was built off of, was openness of religion. First of all, saying Biden, who is a devout Catholic, okay, and Kamala Harris, who is also a Christian, all right, are pushing us away from.
How they're Christians? Can you demonstrate that? How do you know that? How do you know he's devout Catholic?
Look, I don't know people's hearts, okay, but they're the ones who went to church every weekend. All right, not Trump. Trump had never even. Trump is openly not a Christian. All right. So like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like literally they were like saying that people that are Christians, or at least, claim to be Christians, have shown that they,
but you're not Christian. Sorry to cut you off. I should have said this. You can't.
What do you have to say they weren't Christians?
They supported abortion.
So what? So
They
does the
supported-
Bible.
The Bible doesn't support abortion.
Yes, it does.
Where are you going to reference?
Numbers
or
5?
something? You're going to say, yeah, Numbers 5. Dude, you got to watch Cenk get bodied on this by Trent Horn. You should watch him do that. I'm not great at biblical debate.
Yeah,
I'll
I've
say
heard that
for
argument.
sure.
It's very apologetic. Okay. Let's
Cenk-
also be very clear. Do realize that the Southern Baptist Church, okay, like one of the most like conservative Christian groups in the United States, didn't even start talking bad about abortion until less than 50 years ago, right?
Yeah, I reject that, the Southern Baptist.
You can reject
Southern
whoever
Baptist
you
Church,
want,
for
sir.
sure.
The idea of abortion being anti-Christian was not even a thing until like the late 1970s. Never
How do you
in
know
the
that?
huh? Because I can read
how
a
do you know
history
that?
book.
Yeah, but I can pull up the council. Catholicism has always rejected abortion.
No, it is not. Absolutely, it is
Really?
not. Not even in the ballpark, dude. These are all very
What are you
very.
talking about?
These are all very 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 recent things.
Catholicism rejecting abortion is the first thing.
Sir, where are you getting
I
this
mean,
idea that
it's a
Catholicism
recent
has
thing.
always rejected abortion?
Let's see. Can I find a source really quick? I have church fathers such as Tertullian and Augustine criticize abortion, though in many cases they distinguish between early stage abortions and later ones, or consider the question of whether the soul is present in ensoulment. Some early Christian thinkers accept the idea of delayed ensoulment. But in the Catholic Church today, this is like today they teach that abortion is unacceptable. But yeah, I guess I could learn more about that. But I'd say that the dignity of a human being, just because a human being is not a fully human being yet, doesn't mean that you can like make a choice to abort them. Would you want to like debate that?
Do you want me to debate abortion with you, or do you want me to debate religion with you? Because let's be very clear, the Bible is not pro-life. Okay, in any way, shape, or form.
How's that true?
Deuteronomy 21, where the Bible instructs them to kill every man, woman, and child. Okay, with the Amalekites, right? He's talking about literally killing children.
Okay, sure. Sure.
Yeah. How about
I could pick and choose any parts in the Bible and then say God is pro-life here. Just because God commands a killing of someone or a group of people doesn't mean that God is not pro.
Gotcha. How about
pro-good,
when he
pro-life.
killed every firstborn in Egypt?
Yeah, define pro-life.
You define pro-life. You're the one with the stance.
Yeah, but you said that the Bible's not pro-life. So
It's
you have
not.
to say what you mean by pro-life.
Well, first of all, pro-life doesn't exist. Okay, that's not true.
It's a political term. I understand.
Yeah.
But you're saying the Bible
What you are is
isn't pro-life.
pro-forced birth.
Say that again?
You're pro-forced birth. You're pro-control over women's bodies.
Pro-control over what? I'm just pro-human dignity in the womb from conception.
What's a human?
So like when a human is at conception, there's the potential for a human being.
Oh, hold on.
Right at conception.
Hold on. You just said the potential for a human being. So if it's the
go ahead.
potential for a human being, that means it's not a human being. So what's a human being?
Wait, but that's like saying a baby oak tree is not an oak tree.
No, it's
But
not.
but
It's saying that
even
an oak tree seed is not an oak tree, and it's not.
Fair. That's a good point. That's a good point. But like how? So when do you distinguish like the?
No, when
the
do you
oak
distinguish it,
seed?
sir?
Well, an oak seed is a different thing than the oak tree, right? Like an oak seed or an acorn, right? It's an acorn. Sorry, an acorn like sits on top of the ground, and then when it goes into the ground, it then has this potency to be an oak tree, right? Like then it becomes a baby oak tree.
No, then it can become one. Does every oak tree seed that's prancing on the ground
Well, it
become
seems
an
like
oak tree?
I don't know the terms here, but when like is it the zygote or when the sperm hits the sperm and the egg are two different things, right? One is not a human being, the other is not a human being. But then when they create this life, this embryo, is that the term? When they create an embryo, that's a new thing. And I would say that is a human. That is
That
a human being.
sperm is also a new thing. That egg is also a new thing. Eggs are consistently eggs are consistently regenerating, and so is sperm. So therefore, both of those things are also new things. So should we outlaw masturbation because it's the spilling of potential human life?
Why do you think we should outlaw masturbation?
Well, this is off of your stance. You're saying that it's a new thing and it's a potential for human life, and that's what sperm is. So we should outlaw masturbation because it has the ability.
An embryo, but sperm alone doesn't have the potency for human being.
And an egg alone doesn't either.
Exactly, but when they come together, there is now a new potency of a human being.
If I take that zygote and just put it to the side, is that going to become a human being? Does it have the potential?
No, it requires the mother and her biology.
Oh, gotcha. So what you're saying is that it by itself also doesn't have the potency to become a human being.
It by itself, the zygote, is it called the zygote when the sperm meets the egg?
That would be the zygote would be the first singular cell.
Okay, so and you're saying if you take that out, then it doesn't become a human being.
Correct. And even if you leave it there, even if you leave it there, there's a really good chance it doesn't become a human being. I believe it's less. I believe it's less than 50% of fertilized eggs even implant.
But like back to the oak tree example, like if you pull an oak tree out of the ground, then yeah, it's not going to become an oak tree. It doesn't have the life that it requires to become one.
But that's an oak tree. But if I take the seed out of the ground before it starts growing, then it's still not an oak tree.
Yeah, but I distinguish the seed as being something like the sperm, and the sperm and the egg that create the zygote as something different than, for the analogy, the seed or the tree.
Okay. Well, so sir, I just asked you what a human being is, and you don't seem to want to answer the question.
So, ask me again. What is a human being?
What is a human being?
So I said zygote to say that it begins at conception, but I think a human being is a biological creature that is, I guess, I don't know if it's important, but as for my Christian purview, I think it's a being, a special being, separate from other beings, that is made in the image of God, that has intellect and will, unlike all other animals and plants, right? So I would say that it's that's what a human being is.
Awesome. Does a fetus have intellect and will?
No, it doesn't. But that's not the only thing.
Therefore, it's not a human being.
Yeah, but
that was easy.
Is a baby? No, it wasn't, because is a baby a human being, or would you say
it has will? But that's not my definition.
It doesn't have intellect. I know, but my definition doesn't rely on its intellect and will. I think.
Then what does it rely on?
Or disabled.
That's what I'm asking you, sir. I'm asking what your definition relies on.
Okay, so let's just go with an XX or an XY chromosome, a being with an XX or an XY chromosome, which has the potency to become a human being. Which, do I have to define that too?
So again, your definition of a human being is something that's not a human being yet.
Yeah. I've actually never been pressed on this, so this is really good.
Yeah.
Well,
sir, the Bible is very clear that it does not give a shit about a fetus in a woman. I am going to move on to the next person, but the Bible does not give a shit about this.
Can I just say one last thing? Though,
hold on, sir. First, hold on. Specifically in Numbers 5, it talks about instructions to give an abortion. It also talks about how there is a monetary price, okay, and not a life for a life, for a woman who is forced to miscarry, i.e. if two men are in a fight and they injure a pregnant woman, if the pregnant woman is injured, then it is an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, a life for a life. But if the fetus, okay, is injured in any way, then it is a monetary value. It is the property of the husband, not a human being, okay? The Bible also talks about life beginning at first breath. The Bible also specifically talks about killing children, just very children, like human being. God freaking drowns the whole earth in the flood. He instructs the Israelites to kill all the Amalekites, women, children, all that sort of stuff. He has the firstborn killed in Egypt. This entire idea, okay, that somehow the Bible is like, oh, this fetus is somehow special, is just completely inaccurate, and it only works if you come from an apologetics argument, right? And by that I mean is you've already decided that the Bible says that, and now you are trying to move the Bible verses to fit the narrative that you already have decided on, not the other way around. And if you were to
Wait,
read
Pauly,
the
that's
Bible
fair.
at any
That's
point in
actually-
time to like for what it says, you would find out that your argument is
Wait,
completely
no, but that's fair. Can I just say the one thing I do rely on to like interpret it through? Like there is one thing, and that is the sacrifice of Jesus. So like because I believe that God was incarnate and then sacrificed himself for us, that there is value in humanity, and that you interpret the text through that lens of this like this true love that God has for us. I know there's crazy things that happen in the Bible that we would say this is absurd, but like it's you need to interpret it through the light of all Scripture and through the revelation of Jesus.
He loves us so much that he created a place for us to burn in hell in all eternity if we don't do exactly what he says under unclear definitions. And the only way to save us from this eternal tournament that he created was for him to give a blood sacrifice of his son to himself in order to possibly save us from the hell that he created.
Well, hell is there for Satan and his demons.
Who created Satan?
Who created Satan? Satan was an angel with free will, kind of like
so God created him. So again, God created all of the negatives, all of the punishment, and all of the things that he is saving us from by his own blood sacrifice of his own son that is also him to himself.
But wouldn't you say it's fair to say it's a consequence of free will? I mean, this is how creation can't be another way. Since creation is the only way that it is, when you have free will, you have this potential for evil.
Is God all powerful?
Yeah. Is God define? What do you mean by all powerful?
Is he omnipotent, all powerful, can do all things? Is he omnipotent, omniscient?
Yeah.
Is he all of those things? Okay, awesome, sir. Can you do all good things?
He's the logos,
sir. Let me ask you a question.
So
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah,
could you do all good things for the next hour? Not sin for the next hour.
Yeah.
Okay. How about the next 2 hours?
Sure.
Maybe the rest of the day?
For sure.
All right. So with your free will, you do have the ability within your free will to not sin, right? And therefore always to choose God, right? So if God is all powerful,
it's insane.
Could he created a world where we all have free will and through our free will, we all make the correct decisions all the time?
Yeah, that's something like heaven.
No. Could he have created that on earth?
Could he have?
Yeah.
He did, but we...
No. Could he created a world in a scenario, whatever plane you want to put it on?
Yeah, okay? I'm telling you, in Genesis, it shows that he did.
Right. So he could... No, he didn't. Okay? Because God already knew that sin would happen. So he specifically created with sin to exist.
That's not true, though.
That is true. Then God's not all powerful. And he's not omniscient.
Yeah, I see the line of reasoning. It's interesting.
It's not blind reasoning, sir. It's your reasoning.
If you are love, no. But if you are love, what is love? Could love be something forced?
Sir,
you would say
who
no.
Do you
I
love?
think. Could love be something forced?
Who do you love?
So you're not going to answer mine?
Answer what?
Is love possible to be something forced?
Is love something possible? Love is an emotion, sir.
Can love be? But yeah, okay. But if I said, "Listen, this is my girlfriend, but I kind of threaten her all the time, and that's why she stays with me," you'd say, "Well, then she doesn't really love her, and you don't really. She doesn't really love you, and you don't really love her because you're forcing her to do this." You would agree that that's fair?
Sure, but could I choose to love her?
You could choose to love her.
Awesome.
It wouldn't involve forcing her to love you.
No, I'm saying that God could have created a world in which I always choose to love him without it being forced. He has that ability because he's omniscient. Because he's omnipotent.
No,
sir, you have to admit, okay, there's only two ways around this. Either one, God has the ability, okay, to do whatever he wants, to be above and beyond all of it. Okay, so he could have created a world where we have free will and we choose to love him. Because if he loved me, I would think that he would choose to create a world in which I love him, right? Or at least at minimum, give me all good instructions and make it clear understanding that he actually exists. All right.
Yeah, he gave us great. Yeah.
Sure. And actually did it. But he chose to give very vague instructions, okay, not to provide any evidence, okay, of his existence. And then to punish me when he does it, when I don't see that evidence as as proof of his existence. How is that love?
I think
if
that
I
might,
want my
no, I appreciate
if
it.
I want my girlfriend to love me, but I give her no reason to love me, then why would she love me?
No, that's fair. No, I guess I would push back and say God does give us reason to love him. Like life is like existence, even though we're in this kind of fallen nature and there's evil in the world, we still get to live kind of, I mean, a lot of people, it seems like yourself, get to live beautiful lives with like excitement and fun. And I mean, even this debate right now, this is cool. Like this is fun. And I would say that God shows himself just in creation itself, like in this gift of life. Like we don't have to exist, but we do. It seems almost absurd that like the universe exists how it is and how there's this intrinsic order. So I'd say God shows himself in that way. But then back to Jesus, like I interpret scripture through the light of the sacrifice that God gives himself. And so like that to me is a giant demonstration that like God like took on all this suffering for us. But
Yeah, sir.
I
It
guess
is a
I
lot
don't know,
more,
that's not
sir.
enough.
Sir, my worldview is that the world came, that the world came into existence, through evolution
Randomly.
and through the way things go. And it's more complicated to think about it as there is a creator who is just out there. All right. Who somehow
Do you
has,
think it's
who
more
has somehow,
complicated or less?
huh? Well, see, we live in
More
chaos.
complicated or
We
less?
live in chaos, right? We live in a world of sin. We live in a world of wrong. We live in a world of evil. We live in a world of all of those things. It makes a lot more sense for that to be a giant accident than it does for a God to have created it. Okay,
Yeah, but don't you, I know, brother, but like the Christian worldview, like
gods have
go ahead,
existed
son.
throughout the history of the humanity to explain things that we don't understand. Okay, that is
I
why
know.
religion has been created. The reason, like if you go into
bro.
ancient civilizations, they believed like the sun was the god. Why? Because they didn't understand the sun,
Yep.
right? They thought the moon was the god because they didn't understand the moon. All right, and now you are doing the exact same thing. You're saying I don't understand how this earth came about, so therefore God must have done it. You're no different, okay, from ancient civilizations who did the exact same
That's
thing.
not what I'm saying.
That's
though.
exactly what
That's
you're
not
saying. You're saying that it only makes sense for us to exist in the way we exist, okay, because God created it. You are using God.
That's not what I'm saying, though. I can
You are.
explain.
You
I'm just
literally
saying.
just said that.
No. I'm saying the when you look at reality and you see the intrinsic order and you see beauty, I then say I don't think this is an accident. I don't think. Yeah, like I might. Then that's saying there's a creator. So you're saying there's no creator. You're saying there's no first cause.
I am saying that there is no evidence to prove to have proof of.
Okay, so how do you deal with the argument from contingency? Everything is contingent upon another thing. So when you keep regressing, what is the first cause?
I'm saying that I don't know what it was contingent on.
You don't know what it was. Did it have to be contingent on something?
I assume so.
You assume so. Okay, so wouldn't that thing be God?
No. See, you're saying because it has to be contingent.
You're just relying on your worldview, bro.
Sir, you're saying that because it has to be contingent on something, it has to be your God. I'm saying
I didn't say that. I'm not making that argument.
That's exactly what you just said. No, that's exactly what you just said. I am saying that just because it is contingent on something doesn't make it your God. I'm saying I don't know what it was contingent on.
Yeah, but I can demonstrate that it is my God.
How?
Through Scripture and through Christ.
Right. So you're saying God said that God did this.
No, but that's a separate argument.
I don't.
You're saying
how about
it's
this,
chaos
sir? How about this?
chaos.
I don't believe in your God. Okay, and I don't believe in your Scripture because I don't believe in your God. Okay.
Okay.
Now
fair.
prove to me that your God did it.
Shroud of Turin. The resurrection. I would say that the historical accounts of the resurrection and the person Jesus, and then I'd actually say like the material evidence. Shroud of Turin. Keep it. Dude, it's crazy. Like real. Like, dude, I'm not even like I don't rely on the Shroud of Turin, but it seems like you would really appreciate some like material evidence.
No, I know all about the Shroud of Turin. Okay, and I know all about the historic fact, and that does not prove a goddamn thing. Okay.
No. I'm saying sorry. I'm being.
Where's the historical proof of the resurrection?
Well, we have writings from, but you don't like. Do you say that the writings of Paul are just completely false? Because like he said that hundreds of people saw the resurrection. The apostles themselves in Acts. That was written by Luke,
somebody
so like another author.
said that Paul said that he saw a bunch of people witness the resurrection. Okay,
yeah, but like you trust written records of things.
But J.R. Tolkien also says that Hogwarts exists.
Yeah, but Tolkien doesn't really believe that.
Oh, and I don't know that Paul believed that either.
Oh, okay. Wouldn't you say there's a difference between certain writings? Some are historical, some are fictional, some are non-fictional.
Yes.
Do you think Paul was
And I
trying
do,
to write
and
as a
everything that was
fictional
written within
story?
the Bible also matches other writings from that exact time that say almost the exact same thing about different people in all the way across Greek and Hebrew literature. There is 100 different stories of that time with the exact same, like the exact same resurrection, the exact same idea of all that sort of stuff. There is 100 different stories from all across that time period that all say that exact same thing about different people. So why should I
Yeah, can
believe
you name
yours
one?
and not the other 99?
Yeah, sure. Name one.
I mean, I can pull up a list of all 100 if you want.
Yeah, pull up a
Per-
list and say,
I was
and give
actually
me one
being, I was,
credible one that's
I was
solid.
actually, I of the Greek literature that freaking matches that.
Yeah,
Sure.
sure. Pull up one resurrection account that is even close to the resurrection evidence. We have Jesus. That's even close, bro.
Sure. Mm-hmm. All right. Cool. We can go down a list now. Tammuz, the spring god of Mesopotamia. Osiris, the Egyptian god of death and agriculture.
Yeah.
Outwitting the
sources.
death in ancient
Sources.
India.
Give me the
Yeah, we have
sources.
that. Huh?
I'll take sources that say this happened, and then other sources
No, sir.
written by
No,
other
sir.
people
No,
that say it
sir.
happened
No,
too.
no,
That's
no,
the evidence
sir.
that you need to match.
Sir, there are tons of scriptures within these religions that all say that all of these things happen, and people believe them and follow them religiously. Okay, for
I'm asking you, what's your
thousands of
historical-
years. Okay, sir,
Okay.
sir, I take just as much belief that any of these things happen due to their own religious beliefs and their own religious scriptures. Okay, as I do in yours. I think it's all bullshit. Okay? There have been over 30,000
Sure, yeah.
gods. Okay? There have been 30,000 claimed gods. Okay? In the history of time that we have record of. You don't believe in 29,999 of them. Okay?
Yeah.
I just
Can I
don't believe in
explain?
the sir. I just
Wait.
don't believe in the last
Sorry.
one.
My
Okay.
bad.
So why should I not believe in Hinduism? Why should I not believe in Buddhism? They all have scriptures that say the opposite of what you say, and said their God through their scriptures and their historical references all say that their religion is right.
So that's why I brought it back to the resurrection, because I'd say you're right, unless if the resurrection didn't happen, you're right. But because Christianity ties itself to a historical event, that's what separates it from these other religions. That's why it's actually worth looking into. You should look at the historical evidence of the
Sir,
resurrection.
I
It's
have.
striking
I've studied
compared to-
this for a
Oh, you
long
have? Okay.
time. I went to Christian school
Okay.
all 12 years of my life, all 12 years
Okay.
of school. Okay. I have read the Bible cover to cover literally dozens of fucking times. Okay. Like you're bringing up the Shroud of Turin, which has been overwhelmingly been debunked by historians
hasn't. No, it
and
hasn't.
biblical scholars even biblical
Now you're lying.
scholars. Okay. Even biblical scholars have disproved the Shroud of Turin. Okay, you are trying to use, again, you are
That's true.
starting with your conclusion and trying to work backwards. Okay,
we
I
don't
am
know how
starting with the
image
evidence
is
and
on
then
the
moving
side.
forward. Okay,
So Dr. Jeremiah Johnson, who I studied on this, he wrote about the Shroud of Turin, and he examined it, and he examined how scientific organizations examined it, and 105 of them did, and they couldn't figure out why there was this photographic-like image on the shroud. Now, you can say they debunked it. They figured it out. First of all, they actually dated it. When they first dated it with carbon dating, they did that in like the late 1800s or the 1900s. They took a little corner of it, and when you take a corner, and you can see it because they took the corner out, you can see the little top left corner. It's taken. When you take that, it's damaged. So you do carbon dating, and it doesn't work. And so they tested it, all these different methods, and they dated it back to the time of Christ. So there is good evidence that it's actually from that time. So you can say that that's the first lie that allowed.
no, it's not. The carbon
second one
dating
is that
was
they have no idea
The
how
carbon
the
dating was
photograph
first of all, the carbon dating was not debunked. That is a complete and utter and bullshit lie. Okay. Second of all, what I have on the screen that you can't fucking see, okay, is actually another study done where they actually did 3D modeling on the Shroud of Turin and showed that it was from a sculpture. Okay.
I know they tried to demonstrate that, but if you watch any scholars talk about it, what that study didn't do, is it didn't demonstrate how the image is there, which is the giant question. How is there a photograph-like image that only you can see if you take a negative picture of 8 feet away? They couldn't demonstrate why that's true.
Yes,
So,
they
like,
can, sir. That is not even difficult.
okay,
Sir,
how is it there? How is
Sir,
it there
sir,
then?
sir, sir,
I'd love
sir,
to hear
sir,
because
sir.
no one's been
No,
able to.
I'm trying to move on with this conversation. I wanted to stop talking to you for a long time. Okay. But this is what I'm going to tell you.
Okay, bro.
Okay. This is what I'm going to tell you. Okay. There have been overwhelming biblical studies that have shown the Shroud of Turin to be wrong. Okay. Okay. To be debunked. It's a fucking joke at this point. Okay. Like literally nobody except for true apologists even consider this to be even slightly accurate in the way. Okay. So what I
true
wish you would do,
apologists?
what I wish you would do, even again,
Dude.
even Christian scholars don't even believe in the Shroud of Turin anymore, which is wild. Okay. But what
Dr.
I
Jeremiah Johnson.
challenge you to do, okay, and this is all I challenge you to do, because I don't really give a fuck what religion you believe in, or honestly could not care less. Okay. Whatever freaking mythical creature from some type of history book.
I care about you, bro. I hope you find the right religion. I think
Why?
it's important.
I
Because
don't
think
hope
you're
to
made
find
in
out
the
my
image of
religion.
God.
I left religion and I've been significantly happier in my life since then. Like overwhelmingly happier. Okay. Overwhelmingly.
Dude, God bless
okay.
you, bro. But I feel like if you,
Yeah, and
if
hail
you give
Satan.
it a chance,
Can I
think
get
you
hail
could-
Satans in the chat? Can I get a bunch of 666 in the chat? I hope Satan comes into you and possesses you and gives you all of his gifts. Okay. I really
Hey,
don't
bro,
give a
I'll-
shit.
God can do anything, bro. I'll pray for you.
Yeah,
bro.
Satan can do
God
anything. Also, I
anything.
will also pray to Satan.
Not anything.
I will
He's
pray.
not the
I will
ground of all
pray
being.
to Satan. Okay, that he comes into you and does satanic things to you. Okay.
Okay, I'm
All
sorry.
right,
But, hey,
awesome.
I do appreciate the conversation though. and the
No,
politics
sir,
is really
sir,
good.
sir. Listen.
I want to say thank you. I just want to.
I don't need your thank you. I need you to listen. Okay.
All right, I'm listening, bro.
Okay, cool. If you are really going to understand religion, okay, you need to stop coming at it from the spot that religion is correct and then trying to make your conclusions backwards. Okay?
From
There's
the
a-
spot that Christ is Lord.
Yeah,
Everywhere,
you're starting
always,
with
and always will be.
you're starting with Christ is Lord and then trying to find evidence that backs that. Okay? Instead, you should start with the evidence
You don't
and
know
then
my
try
journey. You
listen.
don't know how I found my evidence.
Sir,
you don't know my journey,
I don't
bro.
give a
You don't know
fuck.
my
I want
journey.
you to
Yeah,
listen.
but you said you knew my journey. You
Sir.
don't. You don't. I didn't believe in
Sir.
that first. I didn't
Okay.
believe in that first.
If you don't want to
So
listen,
you-
that's fine.
so you're wrong.
Okay? But you're going to be
Okay.
quiet for me to finish what I'm talking about. Okay?
Go ahead.
All right. You're
Gladly,
going to be
bro.
quiet now.
Gladly.
Okay.
I'll
Awesome.
listen, bro.
All right. You are starting with that you believe in Christ and you believe in God, and then you're trying to find all the evidence to back it. Okay. What you should do is start with the evidence, because there's an old saying. Okay. The best way to create an atheist is to have best way to make a Christian an atheist is have them read their Bible. Okay. You are basing it off of people within religion. All right, that have already decided what the answer was and then are trying to find evidence backwards. And that is clouding your vision on what the truth is. All right. So
That's not how I
hope,
did it.
I hope
That's not how I did my
yes,
journey,
it is.
though.
I
I'm
can,
trying to
I
tell you that's
can
not what-
tell you that is how you did it, because that is how you have been answering questions this
No,
entire
no,
time.
brother.
All right.
I didn't
Sir,
believe
I
in God,
don't
and I
care.
tell you,
Sir, I don't care. Okay. I don't care. I do not care what you have to say right now. Okay. So I really do hope that at one point in time, you will actually start to actually look at things from an unbiased opinion and stop like trying to find ways to make your conclusion correct. Okay. But besides that, I hope you have whatever day you deserve. All right. All right. All right. Anyways, we're going to move on to the next caller. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. That call went on way longer than I wanted it to, but hey, here we are. Megan, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said apparently you haven't heard of Canada's baby lumberjacks. Yeah, that's how they're getting all that child labor in Canada. Yeah, I appreciate that. And Megan for producer, you can come be a producer. That'd be fine with me, Megan. I appreciate you. Karen, thank you so much. It says for the $5 super chat. May said if you don't know the terms, you can't debate AB. 100%. 100%. If you also don't know what a human is, you can't do that. All right, you should start with knowing what a human is. If you're going to claim that you're freaking unaliving a human, you should probably know what a human is. Just throwing that out there. Macabre said, thank you for having the balls to do this live, not edited. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. You can freeze thank you so much for the $10 super chat. You can freeze an embryo, not a baby. End of discussion. Good point. Good point. You can freeze a baby, but only once. Thank you so much. Rob, thank you so much for the $5. Says based on how the Christian God acts, he sounds kind of evil, and that's probably why I pray to trees. 100%. Yeah, if you actually look at the Bible, I mean, God kills a whole bunch of people. Satan doesn't kill anybody. That's for damn sure. That's for damn sure. Thank you so much, Robs. Kaz says 666. What's up, brother? Religious arguments are funny. Yeah, they are. I probably should cut that one off early, but I haven't had a good religious argument on a Sunday in a while, so that was more for me than for you. I was just freaking hanging out in there. Lovely. Thank you so much. Said, well, may Lucifer be with you. And Scout says, I was religious for about 3 days. Shit's just cope. Yeah, 100%. Thank you so much for the super chats. I really, really appreciate y'all. We are going to move on to the next caller. Please make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you guys like to support the live, I do have super chats and all that fun stuff open. I know we've had kind of a slow day, and that last conversation probably wore at some people, but make sure you're sending in chats, doing all the fun stuff, helping me hit my live goals and all that sort of stuff. That would totally help me in keeping the live going. So I really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Hello, how are you?
Doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I'm 30.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yes.
Awesome. So what's on your mind? Oh, thank you, Mel.
Do you support like the Democratic candidates who run cities with high murder rates and big debts?
That run democratic cities with high murder rates. Like who? Like where?
Yeah. All of the top 10 murder rates in the country?
No, that's not correct at all.
That is correct.
No, it's not.
Do you want me to name them all?
Sure.
Okay. 10 most.
Oh, I thought you already knew them. I didn't need you to look them up. I thought you were going to tell me that you already knew them.
No, I mean, you can look it up. If you don't
Yeah, I
believe
would have assumed you would have done that before making the claim.
I do. I've got them all right here. Memphis, Portland, Detroit, Seattle, Baltimore, Denver, Nashville, Philadelphia, Houston, San Antonio.
Top murder cities per capita: Jackson, Mississippi; Birmingham, Alabama; St. Louis, Missouri; Memphis, Tennessee; Detroit, Michigan; New Orleans, Louisiana; Cleveland, Ohio. Your list wasn't even accurate.
My list is accurate according to 2024.
No,
crime
it is.
data.
It is not. According to where?
2024 crime data.
2024 crime data on what website? Is the website called 2024 crime data?
You can look it up on USA Facts.
USA Facts. Okay,
Constantly.
USA. Let's pull it up on USA Facts. That sounds fun.
USAFacts.org.
Let's see. Yeah, USA Facts, literally on the screen, and you're still inaccurate. New Orleans, Louisiana; Memphis, Tennessee; St. Louis, Baltimore. And I don't even think these are per capita.
Washington, D.C.
I don't even think these are per
Jefferson
capita,
County,
to be completely
Alabama.
honest with you.
They
Oh, these
are.
are. These ones are.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
all
But
of them
anyways,
have a
can you please
higher-
tell me which
you know,
Democratic?
the national average is 6.
Can you please tell me
and
which
all
of these
cities
Democratic
have
cities?
over 3 times
Hey,
that.
hey! Can you please tell me which of these Democratic cities create the laws that have these murder rates?
You can look at. I mean, you can look at all of them.
Oh, okay. So let me ask you a question: which Democratic city makes these laws? Like, so what laws are whatever cities? You said, let's take Detroit. What laws are they creating that make this happen?
They're doing easy on crime laws like catch and release. And
Ooh, no, you're close. You're close. The correct
No,
answer
I
is
mean-
cities don't make laws.
their judges release people for 19, 20 crimes, and then they go in.
Yeah,
and
no, they don't.
stab some girl on a bus. Or
No,
stab
no,
some
they
kid in his
don't.
home
Yeah,
and attack his family.
because cities
And
don't
they
do
still
that.
release 'em.
Yeah, cities don't create laws.
So you're
Okay.
denying that the guy was released like 18 times from.
Are you talking about
from the
one
court system.
singular person? No, I'm not denying a singular
I'm not.
person. I'm not talking about a singular person that was released. I'm talking about the crime rate across these cities. And what you see is that these cities that have high crime rates are in red states, okay, that create loose gun laws, all right, which create higher homicide rates.
That's not true.
It
You can
is.
look at-
Again, that is why the number one city, according to all of these things, is Jackson, Mississippi. Okay, which also, here's a little hint for you. Mississippi, I believe it's the first or second highest gun crime rate in the United States. I can't remember. It's Mississippi and Louisiana. I can't remember which one is first and which one is second.
I got Nashville, Tennessee, blue city in a red state. Nashville, Tennessee, Memphis,
sir.
Tennessee, blue city in a red state. Houston, Tennessee, blue city in a red state.
Yeah.
San Antonio, blue city in a red state. Detroit, Michigan, blue city, blue state. Baltimore, blue city, blue state. St.
Yeah,
Louis,
sir.
blue
Again,
city,
your
red
cities,
state.
I don't know where you're getting these ridiculous things. Okay, this
Philadelphia.
ridiculous list. Jackson, Mississippi, Birmingham, Alabama, St. Louis, Missouri, Memphis, Tennessee. You did Baltimore and Detroit in there. That's true. Okay. Cleveland, Ohio, Louisville, Kentucky, Indianapolis, Indiana. Okay, and then I guess Oakland is the last one. I think at least 7 of those are in red states. They have laws that are made by Republicans. Okay, cities don't have the ability to supersede state law.
There's a reason they have a
Okay.
21% higher murder, or I mean, not a 21%, 21 or higher per 100,000 murder rate.
That
it's
wasn't
not just
even
because they're
that wasn't
close
even that
together.
wasn't even English. Okay, sir, can you please explain to me how the
There's a
highest
6
murder rate
average
cities are
per
all in red
100
state? Sir, can you please explain to
across
me,
the-
sir?
across
Can you
the
please,
nation.
sir? Can you please explain to me, okay, how the top cities when it comes to murder rate are all in red states when states create laws?
They're not all in red states.
The majority of them are.
They're not, though. I
They
mean, like,
are. I just went down the list. Were you not listening?
even if they are, if you took the blue cities that are in those red states and took them out of those red states are among the safest in the country.
No, they're not. Not even
Yes, they are.
close. If you completely take
Why
out
is
New
it-
Orleans,
why is it that
if
all
you
mass
take out New
shootings-
Orleans,
you never hear of a mass shooting at a bank. You never hear of a mass shooting at an airport. You know why? Because they have armed guards there.
you do see them at schools and they have armed guards there too.
They don't have armed guards standing outside of schools.
Yes, they do.
They
Uvalde,
don't have enough of
Texas.
them, even if they did. No, they don't.
Yeah,
I mean,
Uvalde, Texas. They had about they had like 100 and something police out there. Yeah. My daughter goes to school out here. There's an armed police officer that's at her school. And actually in the mornings when I go to
You're
drop her
saying
off,
they
there's
have 100?
multiples.
They have 100 arms outside of Uvalde, Texas.
They did when a mass
At
shooter
all
went in
times.
there and killed a whole bunch of people.
At all times, they're ready. 100 guards.
No, they
Right
did
there.
not at all times do they have 100, but they had
Okay.
over 100.
Well,
I think
there's-
they actually had like over
If you want
300
to stop
by
mass
the time.
shootings, the way to do that is deterrence. It's not to
Yeah, and
it's
how's that
not,
working out for you? There's
you know,
more
take
guns in the United
everybody's gun.
There's more guns in the United States than there are people. So if that's the case, then we should have 100% rate of deterrence, right?
No.
Well,
That's
well,
not
sir,
how
then
it
I'm
works,
then I'm
especially
confused.
when
Then.
you have
If the only
cities-
thing that we can
especially when you
do,
have cities and,
sir,
and safe
sir.
spaces that don't have
oh, are you
guns.
saying we shouldn't have
Well,
cities?
I'm saying when you have cities that don't like protect your Second Amendment right, then yes, crime rates are
Like what city doesn't
outward-
protect your Second Amendment right?
Chicago.
How do they not protect your Second Amendment right?
You have to give me a second.
Sir, again, if you're gonna make comments, maybe you should know the answer, like know what you're saying before you say it, not
If you're
have to
gonna
look
give
it
me
up
a chance
afterwards.
Why?
How
Wow.
is Chicago
I'm just a-
violating
I'm
your
not a
Second
bit-
Amendment rights?
Why can't I look it up?
No, go ahead.
I
That's
mean, what-
fine. It's just weird to make a claim that you don't know the answer to.
Chicago, the city has strict handgun ban in place, which
That's not a
challenges-
violation of your
which
Second Amendment right.
challenged by residents of Otis, McDonald, and others who wanted to keep handguns for self-defense.
Again, that's not a violation of your Second Amendment right. So how do they violate your Second Amendment?
They highly regulate it, but yet there's no statistic that
Right.
shows that their crime has went down. They're a crime-ridden city.
You know what they did show though?
Tell me.
Yeah, that most of the guns that are committed in crimes in places like Chicago and Detroit actually come from red states nearby in which the gun laws are looser.
I very, very much doubt that.
You can doubt it all you want. You should try Googling that.
All right, Chicago gun crimes. the city's gun violence is influenced by a complex mix of factors, including illicit gun trafficking from neighboring states.
Ah, there
laws.
we go.
Okay, so my argument still stands that if you take away the guns from the from the good people, then bad people will still get a gun.
Or let me throw this out there, okay? So the majority of the guns that are used in crimes in places like Chicago, all right, come from places like Indiana with looser gun laws. Now, if Indiana also had stronger gun laws, then the people that are committing those crimes couldn't get them from Indiana. Where would they get them from?
That Hamas and all these.
No,
other
sir. I asked you a question. So they're going to get the guns from Indiana right now. Okay. So if Indiana had stricter gun laws, where would they get those guns from?
Every state in America. It wouldn't matter. Every state in America banned handguns. They would get them.
How?
The same way that cartels get them, the same way that Hamas gets them, the same way that,
the cartels get most of their guns from us.
That's all, like I said, they would get the guns, regardless of where they came from.
The cartel gets their guns from us because our gun laws are so weak that the cartels can just come over here and get them.
You can literally 3D print a gun.
Okay. I don't know what that has to do with what I just said.
I'm just telling you, there's easy ways to access a gun, regardless of the law.
Yes, sir. There's also easy ways to rob people, regardless of the law. Should we make theft legal?
But you know where that's happening?
Sir, should we make theft?
Cities.
Sure. Should we make theft legal because it's easy to rob someone, regardless of the law?
That's happening in Democrat
Sir,
cities.
that's not answering my fucking question. I'm going to ask you for the third time. Try to hold on long enough to pay attention to what I'm saying
theft
to you. Okay,
is illegal, and there are still thieves.
Right.
Just
So
like
should
if
we?
guns
So
were
should,
illegal,
sir.
there would still be gunmen.
So, sir, should we make theft legal? Okay, since it's happening regardless of the law.
No, because theft is not a way that you can exercise your right to defend yourself.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So we shouldn't make theft illegal. What does that have to do with anything? You're saying that gun laws don't stop gun violence. So therefore, and robbery laws obviously don't stop robbery. So we should just make that legal too, right? Why don't we just make murder legal, right? Since murder laws.
Just ignored what I said completely.
No, sir, you're ignoring what I'm saying. So I'm having to literally answer the question for you since you're refusing to answer it. Okay? No. I've asked you 3 times.
I answered it.
How did you answer the question, sir?
Theft is illegal. Okay? Theft is not a means to protect yourself. Guns are not.
What does that have to do with what I am saying, sir? Sir, the entire point is that you're saying that laws don't stop crime. Okay? This is not a can we protect ourselves argument. This is do laws work argument. Stay with the conversation.
Okay, so if you're so for laws, then we should have.
I'm not saying I'm for laws. I'm asking you a question. If laws against theft don't stop theft, then should we make it legal?
No.
Why not?
Because it's theft. It's not yours. You don't take stuff that's not yours.
Oh, gotcha. So just off of moral reasons, we should just make it illegal. Even though it's not stopping anything. All right, cool. Well, then I think that we should make guns illegal
because put those people away instead of letting them out like George Floyd.
So then, if that's the case,
some pregnant lady's belly.
In that case, I think we should make all guns illegal because morally, I'm against kids being killed at a higher rate by gun violence than any other preventable thing. Because morally, I don't believe
motor vehicles,
sir. I don't know. I'm talking.
You know how many kids die in motor vehicle accidents?
Sure, let's do it.
Year?
Let's do it. Let's get rid of all seatbelt laws. Let's get rid of all, all speeding laws. Let's get rid of all those too, right?
Sure. Yeah, let's do it. I'm with you. Let's do it.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. It's crazy to be morally against theft, but not morally against child murder. That's wild.
Who said I'm not morally against child murder?
Well, because that's the number one preventable rate of death. Because
real armed guards.
Yeah, sir. Yeah, that real armed guards argument so far has caused it where literally gun violence is the highest preventable death of children in the United States.
That's not true. We haven't
It is
had
true.
armed guards outside of schools.
Sir, again, how old are you?
I'm 30.
You're 30. Do you have kids?
No.
Okay.
I've
When you
nephews
have
and nieces.
kids and you, I mean, at least you're a Republican who's not hanging around schools. Okay. So that's already like a step up. Okay. We're already doing great here. All right. I have a kid in schools.
mass
There is
shootings
an
are all carried out
armed
by
police
Democrats, right?
officer
Like,
there at all times. There was an
no,
armed
mass
police
shootings have
officer
all
when
been
she,
carried out
there
by,
was
like,
an armed
transgenders, right?
oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry. I don't know why I confused you with somebody that I could have a conversation with. That is ridiculous.
I don't know why I confused you with
how
somebody
many
who wanted to debate.
how many people have been killed by, mass shootings have been committed by trans people in the last 10 years?
Almost all of them. On the school shooting
Almost
side.
all of them. You want to get a number on
On the school
that?
shooting side. On the school shooting side, regardless if they report it, if you look at the pictures of these kids, they're obviously trans or they're obviously gay. There's no.
They're obviously gay apparently. Do you know that you can be obviously gay? That's crazy. They're obviously gay.
It's blatant. The way
Yeah,
they
you know what
dress,
they
the way
actually
they look,
you know what they actually are? Which is
way
actually
they-
obvious.
the people that they hang out with.
They're cis white males. That's what they are. That's what they overwhelmingly are. Like
They're
that
all
cis white male that just that had pictures in MAGA shirt that just shot up that church in Michigan.
You talking about the trans?
And this guy was very not trans.
Shooter. Let's see.
Is that Michigan? I think it was Michigan.
He had the need to express and let us know, hey, Mormons are bad. Mormons are the Antichrist, said Pete.
Mormons are the Antichrist. That's a new one.
I mean, straight off CNN.
CNN says Mormons are the Antichrist.
That's what they're saying that the shooters.
Guys,
motive
apparently
was.
CNN said that Mormons are the Antichrist. That's a new one.
That's what he said the shooter's motive was.
All right, I'm moving on to the next caller. This is a worthless conversation. All right, Mel, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I really appreciate that. And Mel, also again thank you with the $5 super chat. Big W's in the chat for Mel for the $5 super chat. Said if they could have relations with their guns, they would. I think a lot of them do. I think a lot of them do. Honestly, I think a lot of them. I mean, what do I know? What do I know? Thank you so much, Mel, for that. Y'all, please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. If you guys like to support the live, I do have super chats open, so I'd like to talk about those in between cars, like I did with Mel that just came up here and I had those up there. So I really appreciate y'all. Thank you guys so much for the support. Also, I'm working on a little corals over here for Live Goal. But I also have all my pay links in my bio, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. They're all at Polypolitics. So if you'd like to support, that's another great way to do it. So I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. We're going to move on to the next person. Guys, apparently Mormons are the Antichrist. I didn't know that. Did you guys know that? It's a new thing I'm learning. Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you?
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
How
are you? Hello, how are you? How are you?
I'm doing great today, mister.
Awesome. So how old are you?
I am 21.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yes.
Awesome. What's on your mind?
I wanted to talk about one of the biggest issues, which I think is abortion.
No, I've really already talked about that way too much. I don't think I'm really in the mood.
Okay. Well, it seems like you're not really in the mood to have a conversation with anyone.
No, just you.
It seems like every single person that talks to you comes out having a worse time and a worse day.
Man, if I cared about your opinion, I would have asked.
Well, it seems like the only thing you care about is people on the internet's opinions. That's why you're taking calls from random people and then making them angry.
Oh, are you angry?
I mean, I'm not personally angry. I just feel disappointed that this is the liberal left.
I'm not a liberal, so.
Are you a socialist?
Nope.
Even more useless. You contribute nothing to society, and you want everyone to give you free money.
Man, and you whine a lot. And probably didn't have parents that
I
loved
wonder
you.
who's the bigger whiner. I wonder who's the bigger whiner, considering you're the guy on the internet who has a show about complaining.
It would still be you, as I'm sitting here trying to figure
Really?
out what the point of view is while you whine on my live.
Could you tell me about the point of view?
The point of me?
Yeah.
Like, as far as what? Like, are you trying to go on a date or something?
Well, you told me there's no point of me. I'd just like to hear about the point of you.
Oh, you should subscribe then.
I did subscribe to your YouTube channel. I was very entertained. And
That's awesome.
we're
Now
here
go back to
talking.
that. All right, we're going to move on to the next caller. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Like, you called me, bro. Fucking imagine calling me just to whine. That's wild, dude. You're just going to call me and whine? Strange. Very strange. Guys, the cool thing about running my own live, if I don't want to talk to you about a subject, I just won't do it. I've already talked way too much about abortion on this conversation. I didn't feel like having it again. So, anyways, hello.
Hello. Hello.
I was talking.
It's insane.
What?
I was talking.
Are you on the phone? Who is this?
Who is this?
I don't know. Are you that guy on YouTube?
Nope.
Are you live?
Mm-mm. Who's
No? What? Oh, I think you're lying to me.
that? Oh, good job. You made it through. You made it through my test. You made it
Okay.
through my test. How old are you?
What? I am 22 years old.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
I love Donald Trump.
That's weird.
And you want to know why?
No, not really.
And you want to know why?
Not really, no.
I love that he gets so much play and is so awesome. And he has a hot daughter, and I think that's beautiful.
He
And
gets
you know
so
what?
much
He's
play.
my
He just, dude, he just pays porn stars. What are you talking about? Or buys mail order brides.
Exactly. He's my favorite pedophile.
Sorry. Get off my live. Sorry. I shouldn't have laughed at that. I shouldn't have laughed at that. I shouldn't have laughed at that. Stupid. Sorry. All right. We're on to the next person. Tim, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Big W's in the chat for Tim. Said, hey man, much support from Buffalo, New York. Absolutely love your energy. You are definitely passionate about this, and your energy is contagious. Much love, man. Keep doing your thing. Thank you so much, Tim. Huge W's in the chat for Tim for that $10 super chat. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That is very, very sweet of you. I really, really appreciate you. That's funny. Sorry, I should have laughed at that. Hello, how are you?
Oh, hi. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I am 26.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. What's on your mind?
What's on my mind? Well, first of all, I'd like to say that he's not a good person. I'm well aware that he's not a good person. I mean, just look at any of his parties. Sorry, not with his daughter. Any of the parties that he was having with Jeffrey Epstein, with all those young girls. I don't know how old they were, but they were younger women. Like, that's really weird. And even if he didn't do anything, like, his daughters weren't at that party. So, like, what the hell are you doing? A grown man dancing with younger women.
Yeah. So
You know
why
what
do
I
you
mean?
support
Being
him?
around them.
Because it sounds like you're just making my points. So
Oh, well, no, sorry. I support him at least for the border security, like that's super important to me. I live in Texas.
That's fucking wild.
We can't just have people. Yeah, we can't just have people like running across.
No, that's just fucking crazy to be like, yeah, he hangs out with world-renowned pedophiles, but I like his border security.
It has less to do with that and more to do with the fact that we live in a country that is unfortunately run by rich, powerful white dudes, and we need a rich, powerful white dude to battle the other rich, powerful white dudes.
Then why didn't you vote one in?
Pretty much because he's literally
Donald Trump's not a rich, powerful. I mean, he is a rich, powerful white dude now that he's the president. Before that, he was just well known as a con man.
But he was still rich and powerful.
He was rich.
They couldn't put him in jail.
Yeah, they could have. They would have put him in jail if he didn't get elected president. The only reason he's not in jail right now is because y'all elected him president.
No,
literally the only reason that Donald Trump is not currently in fucking prison is because you voted him in as president. Because he still had another 50 fucking indictments that all got dropped because he became president.
Or maybe because we live in a country where rich white dudes don't get put in jail.
Or it's because you guys voted him in as president.
I mean, we can, I guess, argue this semantics all day long, but like, I'm right. Like, I know I'm right. I'm a black guy, so.
I don't care what color you fucking are. You're fucking high if you think the only reason Donald Trump isn't in fucking prison is for any other reason besides he got elected president. The only reason Donald Trump ran for president is because he knew he was going to go to jail if he didn't become president. That, what kind of fucking high level criminal shit that you have to be into to be like, man, how am I going to get out of these fucking charges? Well, I think the only way I'm going to get out of it is to run for fucking president. Like, that's some crazy shit. Like, I've been in some shit in my life, but none of it needed becoming president in order to do it. That's just wild.
Like I said, he wasn't my first choice. Like, he's not perfect, but dude, like, this is the world we live in. Like,
this is the world you created.
I created, really?
Yes.
Just with one vote?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No.
Yep.
That's not how it works.
Oh, no. See, like, this is like that ridiculous, like, thought, like, oh, well, it's just one vote. It's just one vote. It's just one vote. Yeah, well, if a bunch of people that think like you have one vote, then it turns an election. Kamala Harris lost the popular vote by 1.5% of American voters. A bunch of people like you who were just like, oh, my one vote. No, it's not just your vote, okay? But when a black man, or so you claim, in the United States, who knows that Donald Trump is a fucking creep and a bad guy and a fucking criminal, and you vote for him over a black woman, okay, you are the problem. Mm-hmm. It is 100% you.
Control any of those. There's no way she would be able to control any of those other white dudes that are powerful. There's no way
Donald Trump's not controlling any of those other white dudes that are powerful. Who's he controlling?
Yes, he is.
Who's he controlling?
He's literally controlling like all of Congress. That's why they're so mad at him right now.
He's controlling all of Congress because he's freaking primarying them.
Oh, well, you just agreed with me. You just said
what's stopping
them,
sir? Kamala Harris could have easily done that, except for she has morals.
No, she does not.
He's literally controlling them through threatening them, which, by the way, is fucking illegal. By the way, just thought I'd throw that out there, which is fucking illegal. Okay, he's literally threatening Congress members. Okay, and the only reason Kamala Harris wouldn't do that is because she has morals and Donald Trump doesn't. That's fucking wild.
You can either have morals or you can have power. You can't have both.
No, you can have both.
Name one person in history that had power and morals.
Barack Obama.
Okay. I'll give you that one. Beyond him.
Well, that wasn't too difficult. We got to that pretty simple.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
There's tons of people.
If Obama was running again, I would have voted for him over Trump.
there are tons of people who have had power, especially when it comes to power of the presidency, and had morals. Okay, and while I do think you have to have some level of narcissism in order to think I should run the fucking free world, okay, and you know I will say that, but there are tons of people, dude. I'll fucking like let's talk. I can name Republicans that I think had morals that held high positions within our government. Okay, John McCain, Mitt Romney. Okay. Like, there are people within our government.
Mitt Romney? Oh, hell no, dude.
What morals did he not have?
He's a Mormon.
And?
Do you know anything about the history of Mormons and how much they hate black people?
Do you know any of the history of Christianity and how they hate black people?
You know how Christianity was in Africa before it was anywhere else? So, no, it doesn't.
You do realize that the entire like North American slave trade was backed by religion?
It was religion by like Jesus actually making them do that bad stuff.
You know, the Bible supports slavery and tells you how to beat your slave and what slaves you can own?
In the Old Testament, yes, but not the New Testament.
Why does that matter?
Because the New Testament is actually what the Christians believe now. Old Testament.
Oh, gotcha.
Like
so the Christians just decided to ignore the stuff they didn't like. My bad. I totally forgot about that. Yeah. Sorry. If you only pick and choose, okay, which parts of the Bible you like, then that changes it. But we can talk about freaking, the Crusades, the Inquisition. We can talk about lots of history and freaking racism within Christianity. And while Mormonism definitely has its fucking problems too, because well, all organized religion has their fucking problems when it comes to things like this. Trying to pick out Mormonism as the one that means that somebody doesn't have morals is crazy. Okay. They're all of these religions have their own fucking problems. They have their own stems in racism and all sorts of stuff. I still don't believe that Mitt Romney was an immoral person, right? I don't believe John McCain was an immoral person, right? Like I don't believe that a lot of these guys are.
Only choosing somebody's. The only reason you're saying people are moral is because they oppose Trump. Like that's not the way that this works.
Actually, I picked those people because they ran against Obama.
Okay, that's a good point. But anyway, just let me finish my point. The reason all these people are attacking Trump isn't because they care about you.
What?
The reason all these people are attacking Trump isn't because they care about you or because they want your life to be better. They're attacking him because he has power now. You understand?
No, I don't. I don't know what you're saying at all.
I don't want to take up any more of your time, but thank you anyway. I like the fact that you're even like talking and keeping the conversation going. This is what Charlie Kirk would have wanted. So, see ya.
Yeah, there's not enough slurs and racism in here for what Charlie Kirk would have wanted. But anyways, have a good day. Anyways, we're going to move on to the next person. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. John, thank you so much for the $5 over on Cash App. Said, you make my tough pain days better. Thank you. Oh, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, John. That's very, very sweet. And I hope you feel better. I'm sorry you're having a rough pain day. I hope that you have a better day. And Evil, thank you so much for the Cash App. Said gun owners that have sex with guns are ammo-sexuals. Y'all stupid, bro. Y'all fucking stupid. Anyways, I gotta get offline. Charger game's about to start. Love you guys. Hope you guys have a wonderful one. I might sneak on later tonight. I might sneak on tomorrow morning. Make sure you're in the Discord, checking out the Discord, following the Discord so you know when I post new content and when I'm about to go live. So especially when I do surprise lives. So make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Love y'all. See you guys later, right? Go Bolts.